Hey there, Exiles, and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be diving deep into the challenge guide and going in depth on every challenge one by one. Let's get started. This video is probably going to get pretty long, so I will include timestamps and chapters so you can easily scrub through and find exactly what you're looking for. A link to this challenge guide will be in the description below. If you haven't used one of my challenge guides before, there's a quick overview video link right there. Click that. There's a short video that explains how to navigate through this challenge guide. All right, let's get started. Learning the ropes. 3 parts to this challenge. First being allocate a passive mastery. That just means choose any mastery, which is the symbol in the center of a skill tree wheel, after you've allocated a notable in that wheel. Next, we have equip a magic utility flask. You can equip any utility flask. That means any flask that isn't a life or mana or hybrid flask. Simply make it magic with an orb of transmutation if it isn't already, and then equip it. Thirdly, identify a rare item. Use a scroll of wisdom on an unidentified rare item. Secondly, enter the lake. This is our first Lake of Kalandra League mechanic challenge. Very basic, 3 parts. First, enter the Lake of Kalandra. Simply fill out your tablet, and once it's filled up, there'll be a little symbol. Click it, enter the lake. Next, we open a reward chest while in the Lake of Kalandra. To receive your reward chest, you have to fully clear an area, killing the unique boss for that area, usually named like Effigy of Cold if you're in a cold area, or Effigy of Flame if you're in a fire zone. And then enter a Lake of Kalandra with at least 6 reflections. Reflections are the symbols on the tiles. So your first, second, third tablets, if you're doing them as you're going through the acts, probably don't have 6 reflections. As you get further, you'll get a lot more options, a lot more choices, larger maps, larger lakes for your tablet, and you'll very easily get 6 reflections. Third challenge, complete vendor recipes. They're very simple vendor recipes this time round. Firstly, a life or mana flask. All you need to do is put 3 life or mana flasks of the same type. So 3 smalls or 3 mediums, 3 sacred, 3 hallowed. As long as there are 3 of the same type, you're good. And then you'll get the upgraded tier of life or mana flask. Then we have a ruby, topaz, or sapphire ring. You get that from combining an iron ring with a skill gem or a support gem. Any colored gem will work. Then we have chromatic orb. That is a single item which has linked red, green, and blue sockets. The order in which they're linked is not specific, and even if it's 4 or 5 linked, as long as there is a red, a green, and a blue, you're good. You'll get your chrome. Lastly, for this challenge, we have the Chaos Orb recipe, which is 1 item from each equipable slot that is rare and between item levels 60 and 74. So you'll need a helmet, gloves, boots, body armor, ring, amulet, belt, and either a 2-handed weapon or 2 one-handed weapons. Fourth challenge this league is defeat these act bosses 1. Simply defeat the act bosses from the first 5 acts. I've included the wiki links to each of their encounters and a quick little tip, like for Merveil, Cold Res, Val Oversoul, dodge the slams in the rocks. Dominus, whenever he says Fist of God, run away. If you have a little bit of lightning res, that helps a lot with Dominus. And in the second phase, when he's a rabbit, don't stand in the rain. For Malachi, make sure you dodge all of the tentacles and the red circles. For Kitava, stay out of the black ground, it has a very heavy degen, and dodge red circles. I will also be including a quick mechanic video for each of these, very basic, just to help if you have never seen these before. I understand for most people these are, you know, do them in your sleep bosses, But we do get new players to Path all the time, and I want to make sure they have a quick and easy resource to utilize. For our 5th challenge, Exile against the World. First, kill a possessed monster. Those little green ghosties that float around, put them inside a rare or a unique, and then kill the monster that has been possessed. They'll get this green shackle around them. You can see it in the image, and that's how you know they're possessed. Then kill them. Open a strong box. There's tons of strong boxes all over. You'll see them all the time. Click on it. It'll spawn a bunch of monsters. Once you kill those monsters, the strong box will unlock, and the challenge will be complete. Then kill a rogue exile. You will randomly encounter rogue exiles as you go through. You'll definitely have killed some by the time you complete all the acts. Lastly, activate an echoing shrine. Simply click on any echoing shrine. That is the symbol for the echoing shrine if you weren't sure. This is a little bit more of a rare shrine, so you might not get it right away, but you should get it without too much trouble. For our 6th challenge, we have Shape the Lake. This just wants you to interact with the mirrored tablet towers that crawl out of the ground. First, open or itemize the lakes of Kalandra 10 times. That's just fully flesh it out, put a reflection on every tile. So it's putting a symbol on every tile. Then you'll be able to either open it if you're in the campaign or itemize it if you are in maps. Then you need to move blockages, move entrance, swap reflections, and change a water tile into an empty tile. So those are just the special options you get that are not just plopping a symbol on there. So if you want something that is... You want to choose the ones that aren't just apply a reflection, like swap a reflection with another reflection, swap a water tile with an empty tile, move an entrance, move a blockage, any move a block, anything like that. So you need to do each one 5 times. For our 7th challenge, we have defeat these act bosses 2. Same thing as act bosses 1, but it's the next 5 bosses. I've again included the links to their wiki page. I will be adding a quick mechanic video for those who will benefit from it, and I've included a few tips just to help you get through the fight. For Brine King, get some cold and lightning res, stay out of the white circles. Arakali, dodge all the purple stuff. Lunaris and Solaris, keep moving. There are a lot of effects they do. As long as you only get hit by 1 or 2 at a time, you'll be okay. Depraved Trinity, red lightning balls hurt the most, and then if you don't have any chaos res, the purple chaos knives are painful. For Actin Kitava, again, it's just stay out of the black ground, has a heavy degen, and dodge the red circles. Challenge 8, Unique Armaments. All you have to do for this one is equip a unique item in each of your slots. So equip a unique amulet, belt, body armor, boots, gloves, helmet, ring, and weapon. That's it. It doesn't have to stay equipped. You don't have to equip them all at the same time. You equip a unique amulet, it ticks off in the box, you're good to go. Challenge 9. Complete Essence Encounters. The first of our Atlas challenges. So, for the Atlas challenges, you will greatly benefit if you have the respective nodes allocated on the Atlas passive tree. Also, for the Atlas challenges, you will be able to add them with Keurig map mods. So as you progress your Atlas, you unlock more modifiers from Keurig to apply to your maps on the map device, and each of the challenges also is relating to one of those map modifiers. So to make all of the Atlas challenges easier, take the Atlas passive nodes and use the Keurig map modifier to apply that mechanic to your maps. The first part of Essences. Use a Remnant of Corruption on Essence monoliths and maps 20 times. So store up your Remnants of Corruption. You want to use them on your meds. MEDS. Misery, Dread, Essence, and Scorn. Those are the ones that can upgrade to the purple tiers. Those are the purple ones that can upgrade to the untiered essences. the fancy ones. Those are ones that are worth more, and they're more useful, more beneficial. You can use your Remnants of Corruption on anything if you just want to get the challenge done, but you do need at least one upgrade from the meds to Hysteria, Insanity, Horror, or Delirium. Second part, defeat an essence monster with at least 3 shrieking essences in an area of 81 or higher. This challenge is a lot easier if you have Crystal Lattice and Amplified Energies. So Crystal Lattice gives you 15% chance to have 3 additional. Amplified Energies gives you all your essences are a tier higher. So you're more likely to get up to that shrieking tier. Then defeat 2 essence monsters with at least 6 essences within 5 seconds of each other. So you'll need Crystal Resonance. The way that works is you'll see 1 essence monolith, and if it has a shrieking essence in it, you'll open it, and 2 monsters will pop out. Then you have to kill them at the same time, within 5 seconds of each other. Get 1 low, then get the other low, blow them both up at the same time. For Essence of Hysteria, Insanity, Horror, Delirium, we already touched on that. Use a Remnant of Corruption on a Misery, Dread, Envy, or Scorn essence. Meds. They're purple. Challenge 10. Complete Abyss encounters. Again, Atlas encounters was a lot easier if you allocate the Atlas passive nodes and utilize the Keurig map modifiers. First part, complete abysses in maps 75 times. So you'll see the little abyss symbol on your minimap, and you'll see that on the ground. Run over it, it'll open the abyss, just walk through. If you allocate Underground Kingdom, you will get more abysses per map, or you'll be more likely to get an abyss in your map. And if you use the Keurig modifier, you'll get 2 additional abysses, and you can use Scarabs for even more. You can do many abysses per map, so 75 is not too bad. Complete Abyssal Depths 10 times. So when the abyss ends, it has a chance to be an Abyssal Depths. If you allocate Awakened Depths, excuse my head, if you allocate Awakened Depth, you have a much higher chance of getting Abyssal Depths. Then complete at least 5 abysses in a single map which is tier 14 or higher. This is actually really easy. All you need is to use the Keurig modifier for 2 abysses and a Winged Scarab for 3 abysses. That will guarantee you get 5 abysses in your map. You won't even need to allocate any of the nodes if you don't want to for this part of the challenge. Then we have defeat Ulamon or Amanamu in an area of level 83 or higher. So that means in a tier 16 map, you have to run an abyss, it has to spawn in Abyssal Depths, and you have to get a Lich spawn and then kill him. Using Awakened Depths will make that much faster. Our 11th challenge, complete ambush encounters, is also an Atlas challenge. However, it is less dependent on Atlas passives. All you have to do is open rare and corrupted strongboxes in map areas. If you don't want to spend the points, you don't even need to allocate tamper-proof. All you have to do is alchemy and then Val each of these type of strongboxes. However, operative strongbox can only spawn naturally, can only spawn if you have the secret operations node. So if you don't want to take that node, you're going to have to find a buddy who has it and ask him to share an operative strongbox with you. If you want to go the easiest route for this challenge, both of these nodes are right next to each other on the tree. Tamper-proof makes every strongbox rare corrupted. It's worth grabbing if you're going through the center. Just take them both, run a bunch of maps. You will have these in no time. Val Vessel, you need to run a Val Temple map. Our next challenge, number 12, unlock the lake. Fully unlock the following Lake of Kalandra reflection abilities. So those are the 3 little abilities, fancy abilities you get on the right side of your mirrored tablet. There's reroll ability, skip ability, and exile ability. They each have 3 unlocks, so 3 charges as you unlock them. To unlock them, for reroll, any reflection difficulty 3 or higher for the first tier. For the second tier, a reflection of essence difficulty 6 or higher. For the third tier, a reflection of breach difficulty 8 or higher. Similarly, skip ability, any reflection difficulty 5, then Harbinger difficulty 6, then Shrine difficulty 8. For Exile, any difficulty 8 plus, then Legion difficulty 8, then Beyond difficulty 10. I've included a trade search here. You can simply click that link and it will open the trade page where I have all of them listed. If you already have some of these done, you can uncheck them. Say all you need is Essence and Domination. And then you search again. There you go. If you are not sure which ones you are missing, when you hover over the symbol on the right side, you will get this pop-up and it will tell you at the bottom exactly what you're missing. So you can see right here, I'm missing Reflection of Legion Monolith at difficulty 8 and Reflection of Beyond at difficulty 10 or more. Next we have Complete Heist Encounters, our 13th challenge. This is also sort of an Atlas challenge. There are heist nodes on the Atlas passive tree, and there is a Keurig map modifier to add 2 caches to your map. However, neither the Atlas passive nodes nor the caches directly benefit this. All they do is help you get your blueprints and your contracts much more quickly. You get more of them. So if you want to farm it all yourself, then definitely grab those nodes. They'll make it go a little bit faster. You won't have to buy as many. If you're solo self-found trying to hit 40, definitely going to want to grab those nodes and be utilizing Wakano to get your rogues leveled up. The first part of Heist Encounters is level a heist job to level 5. Each rogue, except for Huck, has one skill that they can get to level 5. I have an image here with them all listed, and also a link to the Heist wiki page. Next, you need to open rewards chests and contracts of level 81 or higher 30 times. So just go in, open a rewards chest. Easy. Complete contracts of level 81 or higher 50 times. So this one's kind of weird because you have to complete 50 contracts, open 30 chests. You're going to do them both at the same time. I think opening the reward chest is kind of a silly challenge since you have to do 50 contracts. And if you're opening rewards chests, you'll get like 2 or so. But at least this can go pretty quickly, doing it in a group. Or once you have your 30 rewards chests, just fly straight through. Go to the end, get it done, get out. The next 4 are very similar. They want you to do blueprints with at least 3 wings revealed. They want you to do 1 of each type of blueprint: enchanted armaments, thieves trinket or currency, replica or experimented items, and unusual gems. Each of these rewards has multiple blueprint locations. I've included a trade search for every single one. So if you're missing enchanted armaments, that's completed in Mansion, Records Office, or Bunker. I have trade searches for Mansion, Records Office, and Bunker here. The trade search is searching for the named blueprint with 3 wings revealed. So all you need to do is buy it and run it as long as your rogues are high enough level. I would advise when you're doing your contracts 50 times, try and spread out your rogue levels so that you can run these yourself. You don't have to buy a carry or ask a buddy to help out. If you have a bunch of rogue levels you enjoy doing heist, try and share these with your guildmates. Some people don't like heist, so if you're a nice guy and want to share, I'm sure your guildies or friends would appreciate it. Next, our 14th challenge, we have complete Legion encounters. Complete each of the following Legion encounters, This is also an Atlas challenge, so if you have the nodes allocated on the Atlas passive tree, it goes a little faster. And you can add a legion to a map with Keurig map modifiers. 4 parts. First, complete legions 30 times. All you have to do to complete a legion is open the legion monolith by clicking on it, open at least one frozen monster, and then wait for the timer. As soon as that one frozen monster is unleashed and becomes live, you'll get a counter for completing a legion. Whether or not you kill that monster and receive loot is not important. For the second part, you're going to need to open Warhordes 40 times. To make this a lot faster, you're going to want to grab War Supplies node, which gives you each legion contains an additional Warhorde. That means you get one on each side. Next, you'll need to unlock the 5-slot map device. The way to do that is to put 4 legion emblems in your map device and run it. That will bring you to the domain of Timeless Conflict, which is a special legion area. You'll run around in a circle, killing everything. And when the timer's done, you will receive your 5-way map device. You can also run a 5-way legion if one of your buddies already has the 5 unlocked, or if you buy a 5-way carry. Lastly, you'll need to run a domain of Timeless Conflict and receive at least 25 rewards. You should get that doing your 4-way or 5-way to unlock your 5-slot map device. If you can't achieve that yourself, easiest bet is to buy a 5-way carry. Then you'll get both unlocking the map device and receiving the 25 rewards. Challenge is complete. For our 15th challenge, we have complete Blight encounters. This is also an Atlas challenge. However, the Atlas passive nodes don't really benefit completing this challenge outside of forcing more spawns or more likely spawns of Blight encounters. For the first part, you need to complete 30 Blight encounters. You can add one with Keurig map mods, you can add one with scarabs. Probably just throw some on there, get them done as quickly as possible. Next, we have kill Blight bosses in an area 81 or higher. You're going to want to do that in blighted maps, as there's no way to increase the spawn rate of Blight bosses in regular Blight encounter content. So do Blight bosses in your blighted maps. Next, you'll need to complete a rare corrupted blighted map with at least 8 mods that is tier 14 or higher. You want to make that yourself, get a tier 14 blighted map, alch it, corrupt it, hope it hit 8 mods. If you don't want to do it yourself, I have the trade search link right there. Lastly, very similar, complete a rare corrupted blight ravaged map with at least 5 mods. So this one wants you again to rare and corrupt it, but instead of hitting the 8 mods, you're okay if you only have 5. If you want to just buy one outright, I have the link there. If you just want to buy a Blight Ravaged map and try and corrupt it yourself, I also have a link right there. Next, we have complete expedition encounters. Again, it's an Atlas passive, so you can allocate nodes on the tree, and you can add an expedition to your map with Keurig. Firstly, use the vendor refresh currency 50 times. That's the vendor reroll currency. It's just, the Astragali, the scrap metal, lost coins, burial medallions. Using them to refresh the expedition members' shops counts as a click, 50 total clicks, and you're done. Then complete expedition counters in tier 14 or higher maps with 5 or more remnants active 30 times. Most expeditions in maps spawn with at least 5 remnants, and you can usually hit all 5 with the default explosives. However, it is a lot easier if you take Distinguished Demolitionist to increase the radius and number of explosives, and also Ancient Writings to increase the number of remnants. Then complete an expedition logbook in an area 81 or higher with 15 or more remnants active. Just do a logbook and make sure you hit at least 15 remnants. Trade link for an 81 plus logbook. Then defeat an expedition boss, do a logbook with a boss. Kill the boss. Easy peasy. There's a trade link for any logbook with any boss, And there's also a trade look for an 81 plus logbook with a boss if you want to do both challenges at the same time. Nextly, we have Discover the Lake, another Lake of Kalandra League mechanic challenge. Complete 14 of the following types of reflections in the Lake of Kalandra. Here's a list of the types of reflections, and I've also included a trade link. If you click the trade link, I've filled out all of the types. Simply uncheck the ones you've already done. If you've already done Breach, click there. If you've already done Beyond, which is called Scourge, you can click there. And then it searches for the rest. I've set the minimum count to 10. If you're only missing a couple, lower that number, or you lower that number. This is a nice, easy pick and choose. I've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. If you have any questions, feel free, comments, Discord. I'll try and respond as quickly as I can. But basically, just the ones you're missing, leave them white. If you already have it, turn it off. Our next challenge, number 18, Achieve Ascension. It's a fairly simple one. Use the Ascendancy device in each of the following labyrinths: Normal Lab, Cruel Lab, Merc Lab, and Eternal Lab, Uber Lab. Use PoE Lab if you haven't. If you haven't heard of it, it is an amazing resource. They have every single day, they put the layouts for all of the labs, so you can see exactly where to go. Suit Size Small is an absolute champion, and we appreciate all of his efforts. This is just it's self-explanatory. Everything is written down here. If you have any questions, it answers it here. If you're new to Path of Exile, or just aren't a fan of Lab and never spent the time to figure out how it works, they have guides here for Labyrinth. You can get an introduction to Labyrinth. Basically tells you what Lab is, the trials you need to do during the campaign, how it works. They also have Labyrinth tips, what makes a good lab, what do you enchant. Very good resource. Check it out. Next, number 19, Surpassed Potential. Simple challenge, have a socketed skill gem reach at least level 26. So there are actually many ways to get a skill gem up to level 6. I listed some of the easiest. Now, these prices are extremely variable, especially these helms with +2 to minion, a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. So these might not be the best choices. However, I'm including them in case you're running minions and you have that helmet, or you get lucky and it rolls. Most likely the easiest way is going to be utilizing Cold Iron points. They give you +3 to Fizz gems, so 2 of them gives you +6. You have a level 20 gem, 26. You can also use a Diala's Malefaction chest and have a level 3 Empower and a level 20 gem. Put them both in red sockets linked together on the shirt, and you're at 26. Helm with +2 minion, and a wand and wand, or wand and shield with +1 each. Then a neck with +1 Fizz, or +1 all, and a 21 gem. It's a little bit more complicated, and you need a +2 minion helmet. Then there's a helm with +2 and 2 +1/+1 wands. So you need 2 +2 wands, a +2 helmet, that's 6, level 20 gem. Another very, very easy way, probably as easy as Cold Iron points, is a Bronze Lithe and a level 21 movement skill. Our next challenge, number 20. Harvest Lifeforce. Harvest Lifeforce is not an Atlas challenge, however, Harvest does have Atlas nodes that slightly benefit this. First one's Harvest Crops, activate the pump, kill the harvest monsters 100 times. Then use Lifeforce, spend 7,500 Lifeforce. That's just, you're spending it in the harvest crafting bench. Next, defeat a harvest boss. So you'll want to kill one of the 3 harvest bosses that spawns from tier 4 plants. Heart of the Grove node gives you a slightly higher chance at having a tier 4 plant, so that might make you go a little bit faster. If you find a harvest boss, it's highly encouraged that you share it with your friends, your guild mates, Or if you want to, go sell it on TFT. Lastly, harvest the Heart of the Grove. That's just kill a Shabi. You get her key from killing the harvest bosses. There's a chance that the harvest bosses drop her key. I've included a quick trade search for the Ashabi key if you just want to buy it. Next, we have Tainted Crafting. Use 7 of the following crafting methods on an item. So just use 7 of these on corrupted items. There's 9 of them, which means you can skip 2. Tainted Divine Teardrop and Tainted Exalted Orb are the most expensive. So I would suggest skipping those 2 and just doing the other 7. Check the currency prices. This can change at any time. Something could skyrocket and other things could drop. So if you want to double check and go right here and double check. Next we have Form the Lake, another Lake of Kalandra League mechanic challenge. Obtain 3 of the following items from Lake of Kalandra in the following ways. So they want you to get 3 of the ring types or mirroring one yourself. So if you get an ethereal reflecting mist, that means you can put in your ring or amulet and mirror it at a chance for it to get better. There's also 5 new base types. If you're lucky, you'll get one of those. Pull 3, and you're done. For challenge 23, we have unique realms. These are just all the unique maps. Run all the unique maps. Doriani's Machinarium and Vinctor Square are not in the standard draw pool. For Doriani's, your best option is to use Keurig with scouting reports and hope it rolls. If you do get it, share it with your friends or guildies, or sell it on TFT if you need to. For Vinctors, you need to find Agnarods. Agnerod is a staff that drops. There's 4 different variations. They all have the same art, and they're all called Agnarods. North, south, east, west. You vendor 4 of them together, and you get your Vinctor Square. I've included links to all of the unique maps PoE wiki pages if you need more info on the maps, and I will be getting clips of running through the maps as soon as I can. If you get unique maps, share them with your friends. It makes life a lot easier. Number 24, Crafting Perfection. Use the following currency in the crafting bench. So it wants you to use these currencies in the crafting bench. And what that means is the cost for the craft, what you have to spend, that's what it's looking at over here on the right side. So you need to spend a Chaos Orb on a craft. You need to spend a Chromatic, a Divine, an Exalted, etc. So look on the right side and see what you're missing. Next, we have Pantheon of the Gods. Fully upgrade any 2 major Pantheon powers and any 2 minor Pantheon powers. So your majors are the 4 up top that have 4 pieces, and your minors are the 8 on the bottom that have only 2 pieces. Fully upgrade 2 of them. On the right side here, I've included the chart, the names of the bosses that you need. On the right side here, I've made a chart that breaks down exactly whose soul you need to capture for each boss. And down here, I've included what maps you can find those bosses in. The wiki page was not updated yet at the time of posting this. Maybe by the time you're watching it, it will be, but I haven't made one. I haven't made a wiki account to update stuff, so I just made a chart here. Coming in at 26, Perfect Ascension. Complete each of the following in-game labyrinths. So these are the Uber labs, the upgraded offering to the goddesses. We have Eternal Labyrinth of Fortune, comes from Tribute to the Goddess. Lab of Opportunity comes from Gift to the Goddess. Lab of Potential comes from Dedication to the Goddess. If you're not running the nodes to drop them, trade links right there. Next we have Overcome the Lake. Again, a Kalandra League mechanic. They want you to defeat unique map bosses in the Lake of Kalandra while the area is level 81 or higher. So what it's asking for is the defeat a powerful foe title. And then after the comma, it'll say forged in blood. That's physical, right? And then they're going to be Forged in Frost for cold, Forged in Fire for fire, or Forged in Flame, I think it says. So just read through, match the symbol. Powerful Flow is a boss, and then you want 15 of each type. So make sure you're mixing it up. Don't only run Fizz or only run Fire or whatever. And yeah, you will have to do 15 Chaos, so make sure you have some Chaos res. Next, at 28, we have a trip down memory lane. Complete 6 of the following types of Atlas memories where they have started on a tier 14 or higher map. Atlas memories are completed when the boss of the final map in the chain has been defeated. So it wants you to utilize the new like side quest chain mechanic of the memories. Here we have a little picture of a memory. My head's in the way. They look like that. Basically, they're side quests. You apply them to the Atlas. Make sure the map you apply to is at least tier 14, and then it makes a little chain like this. So you apply it here, and then it goes boop, 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 and puts a guy up there. You will need to run the full chain to get completion, and you will need to run one of each type. 29, our first boss challenge, Trial of Chaos. Defeat the Trial Master. So Trial Master is the ultimatum in-game boss returned. The way to access him now is through the unique map Tower of Ordeals. You need to create that unique map. You have to put the 4 fragments together. The 4 fragments are Deadly End, Victorious Fate, Will of Chaos, and Ignominious Fate. You get them from in-game Val content. That's Ahuatli the Blind, Uber Itziri, Val Omnitech, and Val Temple map bosses. Ahuatli is Delve. Uber Itziri, Incursion, Omnitech, and then this is just a tier 16 map, Val Temple. Corrupt tier 15s to get Val Temple. If you just want to buy it, I have a link there. If you want to put the 4 pieces together yourself, there's a search there. Next, we have Modified Atlas Grinds. Complete maps with a total of 6,000 explicit modifiers. Run maps with as many map mods as you can. If you're averaging 4 mods a map, it'll take you about 1,500 maps. If you're hitting 6 mods on every single map, it'll take you 1,000. And if you're running corrupted 8 mod maps every single time, it'll only take you 750. So you will get a large benefit from alking and valing your maps. It will take you many fewer maps to hit your 6,000. Next, we have Extra Dimensional Horrors. Defeat any 2 of the following unique Beyond bosses. So this is encouraging you to interact with the new Scourge boss, Beyond boss update to Beyonds. However, it's actually like super easy to cheese because Keurig missions have you go defeat Beyond boss, and so it guarantees you're gonna get a Beyond boss spawn. You can just hop in the Keurig map and go find it. Super easy. And also the lake reflections spawn very frequently. I don't think I've run a Scourge reflection and not had a boss spawn. However, it is important to note these bosses are not like the last Leagues Beyond bosses that were a joke. They are the Scourge bosses. If you do not play against the Scourge bosses, they do hit pretty hard, so you will need to physically dodge their abilities unless you have a very tanky build. 32, Shadow the Lake. Kalandra League mechanic. Complete 77 reflections when they are at least difficulty 7 in a Lake of Kalandra, which is an area 77 or higher. Pretty self-explanatory. You need to be running lakes that are 77 or higher, and be doing zones in those lakes that are at least difficulty 7, and do that 77 times. 7. Challenge 33, Unnatural Foes. Defeat 10 rare monsters with any of the following Arch Nemesis modifiers. So I actually completed this before Axe, before I got out of Axe. You just kill stuff and you're good. Just kill rares. There's nothing you can do to increase the spawn rate. There's no way you can influence it. So just run maps, kill rares. Number 34, Influenced Atlas. Pretty straightforward. Defeat 50 Guardians. That's Elder Guardians, Shaper Guardians, or the Elder Slayers, the Conquerors. Running 50 is pretty easy, especially since they're usually a net profit or at least a net 0 from running the map to selling the frag. And if you're running with any of the doubling frags for like Shaper Guardians, you're making a profit every time you run the map. As always, if you're just running them and you know there's somebody in your friends list or in your guild who isn't great at running the little mini bosses, say, hey, invite them along, share completions. Teamwork makes the dream work. Next at 35, we have Divine Revenge. Just like Unnatural Foes, you're defeating rare monsters with specific Arch Nemesis modifiers. However, these are all of the touched modifiers. A god came down and fondled the rare, and now it has extra abilities. You know, kill 6 of them. Some of these are pretty rare. People have been posting on Reddit, killed 1 million mobs, haven't seen a single innocence touched. You should be able to get 6 out of the 9 without too much stress. Again, there's no way to influence it. There's no way to increase the chance of a fancy mod spawning. The best you could do is add rare packs with sextants, but just run maps, kill rares. Insurmountable Corruption at number 36. Complete 30 tier 16 rare maps while they have 8 mods. So, get a tier 16 map, alk it, val it, hope it hits 8 mods. If you don't want to make them yourself, here's a trade link for corrupted 8 mod tier 16s. You should be like alking and valing maps to get completion for them anyway, so you'll probably get some of them done just naturally. Then just do a couple more. Remember, if they're 8 mod, you're completing your modified Atlas grind a lot faster. Number 37, Conquer the Lake. Complete 8 of the following types of Lake of Kalandra reflections while they are at least difficulty 10, tier 3, and in an area of level 83. So this is your end game Lake of Kalandra League mechanic challenge. It wants you to do just 8 of the types of reflections, difficulty 10, tier 3, tier 16 maps. So it needs to be at least tier 3. And you'll know it's tier 3 when you see it has 3 little silver brackets around the tile. So tier 2 has just 2 bronze. That will not work. It needs to be at least 3 or 4. So 4 has the 4 gold. Silver has the 3 silver. The first challenge that might require some actual effort, we have complete deadly encounters in style. Defeat any 3 of the following in-game boss encounters in the specified ways. So you have options. You have 5 options. You have to choose 3 of them. Edziri in the Alluring Abyss, so Uber Edziri without being hit by Flame Blast. All the Crystal King Delve in area level 81 or higher without being hit by Crystalline Fissures. The Syndicate Mastermind, Katarina, in level 83 area without allowing any volatile skeletons to raise from the ground. Val Omnitect, Incursion, in a level 83 area without taking any damage from flamethrowers after it is finished using flamethrowers at least once. Or Chalupa Breach, in an area level 81 or higher without being hit by Chaos Cyclone projectiles after they've used Chaos Cyclone 3 times. So my suggestion would be Edziri, Katarina, and Omnitect. These are not too hard. It might take you a time or two if you're not used to the mechanics, if you don't typically do these fights. I've included a wiki link, and hopefully pretty soon I will have clips up of me doing it, so you'll get to see what I do. In the video I'll explain more If there's a little quick clip, uh, I'll explain more, and I'll have more text up soon. These are the 3 I would suggest you do: Etziri, Mastermind, Omnitect. However, if you can get a carry for all the Crystal King, if the carry gets hit by fissures and you don't, as long as you're outside of the arena, you'll be fine. So if you get a taxi carry for all in Delve, this challenge is instantly completed. So you can choose, you can knock off one of these and just do 2 of them. Almost to the end. Almighty Clash. Defeat any 4 of the pinnacle boss encounters while the area is level 85. So this wants you to kill 4 of the Uber bosses. Last league, every Uber boss was his own challenge. Now we have 1 challenge to kill 4 Uber bosses. I've included the wiki page for each. I will include clips as I get them clipped. If you can't kill bosses yourself, you can buy an Uber carry. If you want to do them yourself, the easiest is probably Shaper, Searing, Eater, and Maven. Those are the ones I had the least trouble with. I am personally very bad at the Cirrus fight, so I'll never include that. But if you're someone who's farmed Cirrus a lot, maybe Cirrus is the go for you. Cortex isn't too bad if you have a shitload of damage. Like, if you're just pumping out damage numbers, Cortex isn't too bad. I don't prefer Uber Elder. It takes too long. And lastly, everyone's favorite, complete endgame grinds. 40th challenge. It's actually the easiest it's been in a while. Complete any 4 of these encounters the specified number of times. Level 100, pretty basic. Hit level 100. The less you die, the better. So tankiness is beneficial. Utilize the Coward's Trial plus Deadly Nightmare node on the Atlas passive tree for a lot of XP to get to about 97, and then Legion 5 ways are your best bet. Next, you can defeat Argus in the in-game lab 100 times. You can only do 1 per Uber run. Like, there's only going to be 1 Argus, and sometimes he's not even on the main path, so you can't do it every day. That's 100 Uber labs. That's not going to be my favorite. Next, we have complete tier 16 maps with Atlas memory modifiers 75 times. The memories are 4 to 5 maps. I think most of them are 5 maps. I think we only saw 1 that only opened 4. So you need about 20 chains. It's not too bad. I will update this more as I run more memories. Then complete reflections at least difficulty 3 in area level 83 lakes. So you get so many big lakes with so many areas. Like, the lake I have right now has like 13 areas over level 3. So it's not going to be too bad. This will still be a grind. It isn't in the game grind, but I don't think this one's going to be too difficult. Too time consuming. Then we have defeat any Delve boss, Syndicate Mastermind Bestiary boss, or the Val Omnitect. This isn't limited by eye level. As far as I can tell, it wasn't listed, and so you could just farm low-level incursions or share your bestiary bosses. I think that's going to be the absolute easiest way to do it. If you find a monster in a zone that is a bestiary boss, share it with your friends. Sorry. If you're sharing bestiary bosses with your friends, like if you have a group, let's say you have a group of 4, you all get the boss. That's if you're running with friends, you get a lot more completions. Like bestiary boss, if you're running with 4 friends, you get a bestiary boss mob spawn. That means you each get a copy, so you each get to run it, one time. So that's 4 completions. There's 4 of y'all. That's 16 total completions handed out for one boss. Pretty nice. You can run cheap temples, incursion temples, Val Omnitech real fast, Katarina delve bosses. That 80 is not a high number for just killing a couple of bosses. Pretty easy bosses. Then we have the Maven invitations. It counts any invitation. So it's a joke. 50 is a joke. That's 500 maps. You're going to be doing more than that for all of your other grinds. The challenges that look the easiest off the bat is Maven invitations, 80 bosses, then probably reflections and Atlas memory modifiers. If you have the currency and you just want to buy level 100, or you're someone who hits level 100 in every league, that's a freebie. Then I would say skip the reflections or the memories. I'm not sure which one of those is going to go faster. I need more data on like the price of the Atlas memories. You know, you gotta run 20 of them. That's kind of a lot if they're expensive. So that indeed was a very long video. Thank you for sitting through it. I hope it helped you. I'm sure most of you didn't sit through the whole probably over an hour, and you just got the parts you needed, and that's awesome. I hope that whatever part you found helped you out, and I will be adding more to this guide, updating, adding more visuals, more media elements, pictures, images, GIFs, short clips, more trade links if they're needed. Anything that you can think of that would make your life easier or make someone else's lives easier, let me know. I will get it added in. Thank you for hanging out. If you have any questions or comments or just want to say hey, drop it below. Don't forget to leave a like and share the video. It really helps me out. As always, appreciate you, love you, and stay sane, Exiles. I'll catch y'all later. Currency, replica or experimented items, and unusual gems. Each of these has multiple blueprint. Blah, blah, blah. Next, you'll need to unlock the 5-slat and receive at least 25. Oh my god. Most expeditions and maps spawn with at least 5 remnants in blah, 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 blah. Then you have harvest the heart.